Why you dey buy fake product, yeah? Make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.
You should know where to go. The SON. Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
You should know where to go. The SON.
Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving lives through standards.
You are king because without you, business will not survive. Embrace quality and resist the temptation to compromise on standard. Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Boloma, tells consumers of goods and services. Local manufacturers to get more support from the Standards Organization of Nigeria as the agency's chief executive unveiled programs of the SON in the new year. We have a special report on a very important tool of communication, the television. What do you know about this all-important product that makes it attractive to most people, both young and old? We shall tell you. It's Standard and You, Africa's global brand on product quality and safety on television. Our transmission time is 6:30 p.m. Mondays on this station. Please accept the warm greetings of the Director General of the SON, management and competent staff of the organization. My name is Ifoma Okonkwo. Relax and enjoy the program.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigeria SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards to improve made-in-Nigeria products for export. We have developed more standards for products like sesame, cocoa, gari, and more, courtesy of our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turned around time for SUNCAP, MANCAP, and other certification processes. SON has intensified market surveillance, raids, and seizures to reduce substandard products in circulation, and offenders shall be prosecuted. Join SON in ridding our nation of substandard products. If you see something, say something. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving lives through standards.
Standard and You is the name of the program you are watching, brought to you by Nigeria's most responsive government agency, the SON. On our program last week, we brought you snippets of information about the remarkable strides of the Director General of the SON the past year. With just few days into the new year, the agency's Director General says he is not resting on his oars as he assures stakeholders and Nigerians of more sensitization on the imperatives of standards and development of quality infrastructure by the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Osita Boloma Esquire gave this assurance during an interview with Alimot Osifo in Lagos. Please take a listen.
Since he assumed office as Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Boloma Esquire has left no one in doubt of his determination to protect consumers of goods from substandard and fake products. For this astute leader, sensitization of consumers on the dangers of fake and substandard products is key and one sure way of deepening their knowledge on the imperatives of standard. Apart from upgrading the agency's various operational platforms, securing international accreditation for the SON Management System certification services, the agency engaged more stakeholders at various fora with a view to promoting standardization.
Within this last year, there was massive stakeholder engagement. We had more like structured stakeholders engagement in diverse areas where we focused on awareness of what we do, what you need to know about quality assurance, and letting people know that they have to be quality conscious and be quality vanguards in order for us to improve the life of Nigerians through standards. In 2019, we had a particularly interesting milestone. That is the international accreditation of our management system certification. Our certification system has now been recognized within Nigeria and beyond. MANCAP, that is a mandatory conformity assessment program, that is conforming to the national industrial standard or adopted and adapted international standard, has been okay. We've worked with most manufacturers within Nigeria, most importantly with Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, for factory inspection, to guide them to conform to industrial conformity assessment program, because you need that mark to enable you export, for your goods to be accepted within Nigeria and for it to be exported beyond Nigeria. Because SON and Nigeria by extension has mutual recognition agreements with other countries. So in other words, if you have a MANCAP, you will not have problem in exporting your products to countries like Ghana, Cameroon, and so on. And when your product gets to Ghana with the MANCAP seal, there might not be need for it to be retested. In terms of automation of our processes, we automated most of our processes, be it MANCAP, SONCAP, and e-clearance. All our payment methods, e-demand note, everything has been automated in line with the ease of doing business and promoting confidence in our process. We automated our processes. We made information available. We have a robust website, a robust interactive website where you can reach us at any time. You can make inquiries. These days, with the automation, you no longer need to walk or come physically to our office. You can access our services online. You can initiate and end any of our processes, be it SONCAP, product registration, and other ancillary services from the comfort of your office. And with automation, you reduce human interference. You reduce the turnaround time for our processes. And you reduce what in Nigerian parlance we call corruption or rent seeking. The less people you interface with, the less likely people are going to maybe introduce discretion in doing things. And it creates certainty of our processes. You know what to face, you know what to do, you know how much to pay, and so on. So it makes life easier in tandem with international best practice.
The Director General attributed the achievements recorded in the past year to hard work of staff, foresight of management, and support from other stakeholders, especially the police and other regulatory agencies of government, such as the Nigerian Customs Service.
2019 was our best year in terms of collaborating with other sister agencies. In terms of standard enumeration, most stakeholders, be it in the food sector, in the steel sector, in the LPG sector, in virtually all aspects of our economy, has been forthcoming in enumeration of standards. And that's why we've been, with their collaboration, we've been able to deploy a lot of standards for them to be put in use for the diversification of the economy. Not only in terms of standards enumeration, also standard enforcement. We had a more cordial relationship with other sister agencies, be it DPR in terms of LPG and gas products, NNPC in terms of petroleum standards, has been quite encouraging, to mention but a few. In terms of enforcement, our relationship with Customs has been quite cordial. It's on record that the assistance is setting up our enforcement unit for rapid response to issues of infringement of our non-conformity to standards. And access to the portal has been unrestricted because we're able to adapt to their innovation in certain service delivery aspects. Also, in terms of prosecution, police has been quite responsive in 2019 in apprehending purveyors of substandard products. The state security has readily provided us with information and, if need be, enforcement capability. And most importantly, prosecution has been seamless. Attorney General of the Federation graciously deployed a number of staff of the Attorney General's office to SON specifically for the ease of prosecution. And the judiciary, on their own part, has not shied away from the responsibility in speeding up issues of infringement to standards, particularly when it relates to life-endangering products.
Aboloma told Standard & U that arrangements are being concluded by the organization to initiate measures to check the distribution, manufacture and importation of fake and substandard products into the country. The focus is to reduce the volume of such products in the markets drastically and create a conducive environment for made-in-Nigeria goods to thrive in the country. According to the DG, everyone has a role to play, adding that the Standards Organization of Nigeria remains committed to protecting and supporting local manufacturers and genuine and patriotic importers of goods into Nigeria.
In 2020, it will be our duty to protect both local manufacturers and importers, because there are no double standards in standardization. The same law applies to locally manufactured products. That's the requirement of conformity to standards. Also applies to conformity to standards of imported products. We are prepared to create enabling environment for the manufacturing and importation of quality products within Nigeria for the sake and health and benefit of all Nigerians at large. In 2020, in inspecting their factories, in guiding them and inculcating in them the culture of quality assurance. Product registration for traceability. When you register your product, be it imported and exported, it now becomes our duty to make sure that nobody copies your product. Nobody fakes your product. So we employ them to register your product as is required by law to enable us protect your product against any infringement, be it local and internationally. Our staff in SON in 2020 will be more of facilitators, business facilitators, than the usual regulators that they were known for. Like standards, it needs continual improvement, and we cannot do it alone. In 2020, we asked and begged for more stakeholders' collaboration to enable us improve the life of Nigerians through standards.
He said plans are on to increase the scope accreditation, adding that more standards will be elaborated for the production of quality goods that can compete favorably at both domestic and international markets. The agency's chief executive officer pointed out clearly that the SON will continue its quality infrastructural development program to boost capacity of the Standards Organization of Nigeria in product testing and other related services. While corroborating the DG's vision for the agency in 2020, SON spokesman Bola Fashina emphasized the need for self-regulation, which he described as being fundamental and critical to the fight against fake and substandard products.
There will be a lot more activity in terms of compliance to standards. Our state offices have all been kept, on the go. We have all rested, we are back, refreshed. We will do a lot more market surveillance to ensure that products that have been certified are, performing to expectation in the market, to discover new products that are coming to the market so that we can ensure their certification, and to take away products that are not going to give value, to the consumers or are likely to endanger their lives and properties. So 2020 should be a much better year for Nigeria. We expect Nigerians to be more participatory in standardization activities the standards development process, the quality assurance process. We want more Nigerians, to get involved in self-regulation, uptake of standards voluntarily. And we want a lot more to be members of the Quality Vanguard, so that in your environment, in your offices, in your homes, you keep your eyes opened to ensure that nothing about standards infraction takes place. And if they do, you will take the trouble to call any of our toll-free lines to report to Standards Organization of Nigeria so that we can take appropriate action.
This is Standard and You. Thanks for being a part of the program. It is an electronic device found in almost every home and offices. Television is an important tool of communication for entertainment and education. We should tell you all you need to know about your TV set. Please sit back and enjoy this report.
It's a device that converts visual images and sound to electronic signals and transmits same by radio or other means, displaying them electronically on a screen. Until in the early 70s, television comes in black and white. As technology improved, monochrome, colored and plasma were introduced. It's a major means of communication that comes in various sizes. The bulk of the products in Nigeria are imported into the country from China. There are other brands from the United Kingdom, the USA and Singapore. Only about 4 of these companies couple television in the country. However, there are 2 major types of television. They are the liquid crystal display, that is, the flat panel display that uses light mode, and the light emitting diode, a semiconductor diode that glows when voltage is applied. Television has become a basic necessity found in virtually every home and offices, as it provides entertainment, education, and dissemination of information. This life-endangering product is delicate and requires careful handling.
Children can mishandle things. I've come back, they complain for me, Daddy is not working, and I have to go and do it back. So I don't know whatever may be there because I'm not the engineer.
This could be as a result of not handling it in the proper way, either in the process of transporting or in the process of use. But we can't say how this was, but it is a complaint. But obviously something went wrong with the screen, and the screen is bad. If you use wet clothes to clean this, the screen, water could go in through this place, and it will affect the screen. So we advise that people don't use wet clothes to clean the television. Looking at the back, if you put it by the window side, and of course water comes into the window and it enters into the panel, you'll be sure that it will spoil this television beyond repairs. So we advise during the installation not to put the television by the window side whereby water can come in. And again, in the process of cleaning, we ensure that water does not come in.
It requires good power supply to enable it function optimally. Over the years, consumers have had to grapple with fluctuating power that has become a threat to the effective performance of the TV.
The issue of NEPA, light, you on your generator, the fault comes from there, or the screen got break, nothing else.
There's one that it has the name. The name is there, and my friend bought it at the company, direct from the company, but around, it's not up to 1 year. The screen is not function very well.
Most of them, they have power faults. You understand? On the process, most of them have both faults. On the process also, it has filament faults. In the process also, it has screen faults. So there are many faults that used to develop.
Screen problem, backlight problem. The light that shower the screen to be bright. So even when the screen have problem, we try our possible to fix it. But the problem we have, there are some we cannot do because we don't have the equipment, the machine.
Like other products, there are used television, also known as Tokumbo TV, that are imported into the country from other parts of the world, especially Europe and Asia. According to the Standards Organization of Nigeria, there is no standard for used television. More consumers prefer the used one because they cannot afford the brand new television.
It's ignorance. It's ignorance, and that ignorance is what, for a program like this, that is what is doing to tell people that it is not good. And aside from the fact, like I said earlier on, like it's giving you voice, it's giving you picture, the quality of the system, the electromagnetic compatibility of that system will be out of it, for the range for human consumption. And of course, when you begin to take all that in, it could lead to a lot of medical cases, which in the end you think you are enjoying this set today, but what effect does it have on you in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years?
There are substandard television sets in the country, and the Standards Organization of Nigeria, working with the Market Association, has put measures in place to remove such products from the shelves, as explained by some members of the association.
We have a very good relationship with them. We give the right to enter into the market to anything they want to do. They have right.
If you go to the market now, you won't see Sharp because we realize that the original Sharp company is no more producing Sharp. So what we are coming into the market was fake Sharp. So we stopped it. We confiscated the whole thing and got it burnt before the general public. We are making sure that anything fake product is not being sold here.
Consumers are advised to ensure proper maintenance of the television and also ensure use of power stabilizers to avoid exposing the TV to power fluctuation or surge that can lead to damage of vital components of the device. It's also important that you purchase television from reputable stores and ensure you patronize only those registered with the Standards Organization of Nigeria with the marks of quality.
Hello and glad to have you on the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. Over the years, Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, has deployed several initiatives and embarked on strategic campaigns to tackle the menace of substandard and fake products in Nigeria. Despite these efforts, there are still some greedy importers who smuggle substandard products into Nigeria, and some unpatriotic Nigerians who simply want to shortchange consumers by denying them value for their money. With a renewed zeal to protect Nigerians, Standards Organization of Nigeria is intensifying efforts to sanitize our markets and ensure only goods of acceptable quality are available on the shelves. However, we need your support to achieve our mandate. Yes, your support is very important. Do you know anyone producing or dealing on substandard products? Have you seen somebody faking another person's products? Have you been denied value for your money? Do you even know your consumer rights and responsibilities? Do you know SON has standards for various products? Do you know dealing on substandard and fake products is an offense punishable by law? Do not be silent. We want to hear from you. Reach out to us, ask questions, seek clarifications, make contributions, and give us information on substandard and fake products. Amos from Borno says, up till now, there is no improvement about the electric cables. It is written on its 100 yards, but it's not so. Thank you so much, Amos, for reaching out to us. That's a case of false declaration. Please give us detailed information about the products. We would investigate and take it up from there. Itodo Gabriel says, please, do you have an office in Port Harcourt? Yes, SON River State office is at Air Freight House, Kilometer 1, Port Harcourt on a road by Eleme Junction, Port Harcourt. Anonymous messenger says, please, how many years should one use a gas cylinder before it's due for one to buy a new one? Experts say gas cylinder expires 15 years after the date of manufacture. Abubakar Muhammad says, what is the relationship between SON and MANCAP? MANCAP is Mandatory Conformity Assessment Program. It's one of SON's product certification scheme which ensures that products manufactured in Nigeria comply with the available Nigerian industrial standards. Me again, the Dog Party says, thanks a lot, especially for your good works. Thank you so much. It's our pleasure. Rukayat from Mediguri says, please, where is your office in Mediguri? SON Borno State office is at 38 Baga Road, Mediguri. And that concludes this week's episode of the program Standard and You. For any question, complaint, or suggestion, you can send in your messages with your full name and location to the number 0705972445. Remember to follow us on any of our social media platforms, on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You _. We have previous episodes online at youtube.com/Standard and You. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Bye for now.
Why you dey buy fake product, make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.